Isn't spring training so much fun? We get to see some of the young guys we wouldn't get to see perform like they belong on the major league roster when they're really a high A ball player. We get to see some of our favorite players tend to struggle for a little bit. And we also get to see an abundance of injuries that could pretty much cost this team their season. What's going on, guys? The King of 161st Street. I'm back in another video, and first it was Clark Schmidt. Then it was Luis Heel, then DJ LeMahieu. And how could I forget Giancarlo Stanton? And now, out of the blue, Gerrit Cole has been recommended Tommy John surgery by his doctor. He is waiting on a second opinion. For him not to need Tommy John would be a second order of a miracle. This is bad. This is really, really bad. Right now, the way the Yankees rotation looks like it's going to turn out, at least to start the year, Fried, Rodon, Schmidt, well, even Schmidt's out, so we got to take Schmidt off. Fried, Rodon, Stroman, Warren, and probably Carlos Carrasco. That's the first half of the season for the New York Yankees. And if I'm missing anyone, please, a little early in the morning for me, and this injury has me all fucked up, so let me know down below who else am I missing here. But I've seen a lot of people who are officially doomers on this season, and to be honest, I get it. We lost one of our best power hitters from the postseason. We lost our ace, we lost our number 4 starter, we lost our number 3 starter, and we lost our possible starting third baseman. This is not your typical season so far. Mounds and mounds and mounds of injuries. And the real question is Brian Cashman really to blame for how this roster is constructed? Because yes, after the Yankees lost out on Juan Soto, he went out and bought Max Fried, and he's going to be the biggest X factor this season at this moment. He went out and he got Devin Williams. That bullpen is going to be super important, especially once you get to the back end of that starting rotation. Starting pitching depth was our strength, but now that we have 3 guys down, it has become a weakness. And the Yankees did not go out and spend enough offensively to balance the act out to where now this offense is even an Aaron Judge injury or a Jazz injury or a Bellinger injury from going down to being very mediocre. To me, he probably should have done a little bit more. I don't know exactly where you go. Nolan Arenado's an option, but does he really move the needle in that way, especially offensively? I'm not 100% sure, especially for that price tag. It's a little iffy there. But either way, the Yankees should have gone out and gotten more depth offensively to prepare for the possibility that the starting pitching depth wouldn't be there. Because at this point, it's all but expected that someone big in Major League Baseball will be down for the rest of the year with Tommy John surgery. This year, Gerrit Cole bit the dust, and who knows who it'll be next year. But another question that has been arising from this is, do the Yankees make a big splash in the starting rotation to sort of fill in the gaps? The names that are being brought up are Dylan Cease and Sandy Alcantara. If we start off with Dylan Cease, I don't know if that's the right move to go. Yes, he would be cheaper, okay? He would be a lot cheaper because he's on the last year of his deal. But he still would be a highly valuable piece because he's one of the best pitchers in baseball. What would we have to give up? We'd probably have to give up Spencer Jones, and we'd probably have to give up more. But Jason Dominguez probably stayed. Now, if we move over to Sandy Alcantara, Sandy has years on his deal. If the Yankees were to trade him for him right now, they may be able to have a little bit of leverage because Sandy is coming off of a Tommy John surgery of his own. We don't know how he's going to come back. So maybe the Yankees can use that, get some negotiating leverage on top, and maybe get the same package that would have gotten Dylan Cease to get Sandy Alcantara. Seems like Aaron Judge wants the Yankees to go after Sandy. If we're being realistic about what a price for Sandy is one of the best pitchers in baseball. He's also a workhorse, and that's probably why he needed surgery. I don't think anyone doubts that he's going to come back and be the workhorse he was. And if he gets traded here, there's going to be some depth loss because there's a chance the Martian's involved and then Spencer Jones. Again, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not totally in the loop on what the teams want in terms of these players. But this is just things I've seen about the value of these players and what it could possibly mean if the Yankees traded for them. So that is an option, but at that point, we'd be in desperate need of a left fielder, unless at that point, if you traded Jason Dominguez for Sandy Alcantara, would you then move Bellinger to left, get Grisham in center, and now that's our starting outfield of Bellinger, Grisham, Judge? I mean, it's better defensively, don't get me wrong, but Jason Dominguez is going to be miles better offensively than a guy like Trent Grisham. But anyways, this is kind of where we are at this point. And I'm not one of those people that believes that this season is a total wash. Because the American League, it's not great. Let's just be honest. The AL West is a mess. Yes, the A's got better. Okay, but they're still probably a 75 to 80 win team. The Astros, they replenished well with Isaac Paredes and Christian Walker, but is that enough to replace Kyle Tucker and Alex Bregman? I don't know. Maybe with Isaac Paredes because he's got the short porch, maybe he breaks the home run record. But unless that happens, their offense looks a little bleak. And then Jose Altuve is going to be playing left field. That to me seems like a disaster waiting to happen for a 5'3" guy playing the outfield spot. But again, that's just my opinion. The AL Central looks good, still not of that ilk. The Royals got Jonathan India. The Guardians still have their pieces. The Tigers got Glaber. The Tigers added back Jack Flaherty. And then the White Sox are like the White Sox. And the Twins, can they stay healthy? That's a big if at this point. And then if you look at the AL East, probably the deepest division in the American League, compare them to the Yankees. If you look at Boston, Boston still has a lot of question marks offensively on who's going to replicate what they did for the last couple of years. The only three guys that I could say they have that are locks to be great are Alex Bregman, Rafael Devers, and Jarren Duran. And even Jarren Duran at the plate is a little wishy-washy. You just know Jarren Duran's going to put up like a 4 WAR because he's such a good center fielder. And then if you look at Baltimore, yeah, their lineup looks stacked. But how does Adley come back? Did they really do enough to bolster it after last year's debacle in the postseason? And also, their starting rotation is a fucking mess. Their number 5 starter is Tomoyuki Sagano, a first-year Japanese starting pitcher who's never pitched more than 130 innings. He is projected to have a 5 ERA on the low side and a 4 ERA on the high side. And then if you go up that rotation, they have no one that's better than Fried. I'd argue that they have no one arguably better than Rodon. Then once you get to like Stroman, that's when you could say like, oh, Grayson Rodriguez has the potential, and then so on and so forth. But every team in the American League has flaws. And with those flaws, the Yankees can step in and still be able to make a run. Are they now clear odds-on favorites to make it to the World Series? I don't know. Maybe they should still be, but maybe the odds fluctuate a little bit. Are they the odds-on favorite to win the World Series? No. The Dodgers are better, and a lot of teams in the National League look like they have an edge. But this is baseball, and how many times does the best team actually go on to win it? I'll tell you right now, the Texas Rangers were not the best team in 2023. The LA Dodgers were probably not the best team in 2020. These are still moments in time where you see sometimes in the postseason it is a crapshoot, and sometimes the dice roll your way, but you just gotta get in. I think if the Yankees just get in, we got a real shot. But anyways, what do you guys think about Gerrit Cole's injury? Do you think there's gonna be a miracle coming? Do you think the Yankees are completely done? Do you still believe? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. I'm out of here. Take care and peace.